What is going on, everybody? It is Hunter here from the Next Tech Podcast, and today I am here again with Dusty Young.
Hi.
And today we've got a cool topic for you. We're talking about something that, quite frankly, pisses Dusty off. And man, his Christmas gift was awesome because I got him this thing that pisses him off, and his reaction was priceless. So what was the gift that I gave Dusty for Christmas? Well, I got him some keto-friendly chips, maybe, and then I got him some gluten-free snack balls, and then I think I got him some like a low-carb something. And Dusty, he likes his food, but no, I got him these. Why did I get him these things? Because Dusty, he gets triggered by something, and that is the term healthy. Now, we hear this everywhere in marketing. We hear it in the news, and frankly, we hear it from our coaches. We hear it in the gym. But what the heck does it mean? It's an overused term. Dusty, do you want to define what you think healthy is? But before you do that, tell us what the world thinks healthy is, or what we think the world thinks healthy is.
Oh, man. Wow. All right. I didn't think this was going to go in this direction. Way to put me on Front Street here, pal.
Yep.
What I think the world thinks healthy means, something that, man, I don't even really know. Something to improve the overall health of, but it's tough because I feel like people use it as an absolute, which it's not, right? Like to improve somebody's health and well-being, yes, something can be healthy, but to what degree? So there needs to be context before we can actually use the definition as well.
So I believe healthy is used to sell something normally, right? We use the word healthy to allow a person in their head to either hit the yes button or the no, not healthy button. And as long as you flick the yes switch, right, then you might think you're doing something good for yourself. But we might be misled there because, like most things in life, everything is on a spectrum. And our brain is programmed more towards yes or no because it's easier to make decisions that way, and we like easier decisions. So sometimes we have to pull ourselves out of what evolution has turned our brains into and realize that if something says healthy on it, that doesn't necessarily mean it is. So, for example, hey, Dusty.
Yeah.
This freaking Jolly Rancher I just chewed before this podcast, that was a healthier option.
Then what?
It was a healthier option than 5 Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, probably. But knowing you, that one is going to turn into 5 before the day's up.
It's been 3 already. Yeah. That Jolly Rancher was also a healthier option than cyanide. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's probably got, I mean, we're really grasping at straws here, but probably has more nutrient value as well.
It does. Yeah. And so that's the whole point. Anybody can say that there is a food or a recipe that is healthier, but what does that actually mean? And so I think we can unpack that for you and give you the tools to make better informed decisions for yourself so that you can get closer to your health and fitness goals. Now, we run a company here at Hybrid Fitness called Now We're Cooking, and our mission with that is we take normal home-cooked meals that we all love and grew up to. We're thinking shepherd's pie, lasagna, things like that. And we make what we call lower calorie, higher protein options, which we would say would be considered more healthy. But healthy doesn't necessarily mean lower calorie. It doesn't necessarily mean higher protein. It can mean so many different things. Some people might label something more healthy if it doesn't have artificial sugar in it, or it doesn't have food dye, or there's just no good definition that's universally accepted. And I think it's time that we create that definition right now, Dusty.
We create it.
Yeah.
All right. How do you want to do that?
Well, talk to me. Like, tell me what are your thoughts? Like, what for the average person, whether they maybe have a weight loss goal or maybe they just want to make sure they're taking care of themselves. Maybe they don't want to lose weight.
Yeah.
They want to take care of themselves. What would you recommend they prioritize in their diet to help make sure that they do have, everything they need to function properly and for a long time? What would you tell them to keep in their diet?
It's very dependent on, their specifics. Like if you're giving me somebody that's, got diabetes, type 1, type 2, whatever, like that's going to change.
Let's talk about a normal, like a person who doesn't have like any big underlying conditions.
Okay.
Because we can't talk to that anyways.
Okay. All right. So just you want me, what I would recommend for an average Joe or Jane looking to improve their lifelong nutrition, some things that they should do?
Yeah, like what would you tell them to eat on a daily basis, or whether it's specific foods or it's certain macronutrients like carbs, proteins, fats, those sorts of things.
All right. Well, I mean, initially people should probably focus on a higher protein diet.
Okay.
Because we all know lean mass, muscle mass is very important, especially as we get older. So that will help those, especially that, weight train, resistance train, things like that, to maintain or even grow muscle mass. So protein helps. Protein is also an essential macronutrient. The only non-essential macronutrient would be carbs, but carbs are very important as well. They are the main source of energy. So having a balance of everything, but you definitely need, the right amount of fats in proportion to your overall, intake. Fats are, they're important for, hormone regulation and tons of other things. So it's very important to incorporate enough fats into your diet. Obviously, water, that's a big one. We all need water. Most of us don't get enough. But, yeah, I mean, I would say eat a wide variety of things. Like when it comes to vegetables and fruits, you probably want to dive into lots of colors to make sure you're getting all the micronutrients as well. And then with your protein, you should probably get a well-balanced selection, between red meats. I know there's huge stigma around red meat, but red meat is basically the nature's multivitamin. So red meat, chicken, just a bunch of fish for your omegas, but also, maybe even some dairy if you can handle it. And this is just to get all of the essential amino acids that make up protein. So you could go down the rabbit hole of really breaking things down, but, eat a wide selection of things. And mostly, I would say 80%, make sure that those things either walked, flew, swam, or were grown on this planet, and you will be in pretty darn good shape.
All right. See, my Jolly Ranchers are in my 20%. So what I'm hearing is protein is kind of that essential thing that you might want to build your meals around. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I believe so for longevity purposes and just, an improved lifestyle.
Okay. And that will help you maintain your muscle mass if you are more active or putting, a lot of stress on your muscles. You might be able to actually, get stronger because you'll have the protein to build it up.
Yep.
Another cool benefit of protein is it does tend to fill you up, give you that feeling of being satisfied. That's pretty cool. And another cool thing about protein is out of all, 3 food groups, carbs, fats, and proteins is the most inefficient way for your body to bring energy into your body. So, for example, we all know about calories. And we get calories from carbs, we get calories from fats and proteins. But every time we eat a fat or a carb, it takes about 5% of like the calories to burn and digest them so we actually can use them. But with protein, it's about 30% of the energy that we eat there goes towards processing that protein so we can use it. So protein, even though it does have, calories on the front end of it, it will fill you up. It will support your muscles, almost every function in your body requires protein, but will help you limit your calorie intake or help you keep from being in a surplus. And I think that for me is maybe one that is important as well. I don't think if something is high calorie or low calorie that necessarily alone makes it unhealthy, but I do think that eating a reasonable amount of food, something that, again, it depends on your goals, but if you're just somebody who's like, hey, I'm kind of happy where I am, I want to maintain my weight, eating an amount of calories that helps you maintain a weight within a healthy body fat percentage. If you're a male, if you're like between, around 15% is a great place to be, but 15 to 20, you're going to be okay. If you're a female, it's probably 25 to 30 is a good healthy spot to be. So as long as you're eating calories that help you maintain that body fat percentage, and eating more protein will also help with that, I think that's important too.
And I believe a recent study within the last couple of years, I believe I told you this a few months ago, that they're thinking that protein can't actually be stored as body fat, even if you're in a surplus. Now, I'm sure the degree of surplus matters, but if you have a high protein diet, if you're in a surplus, more than likely that protein is not going to get stored as body fat. So whereas an excess of carbs and fats would. Now, of course, if you're in a major surplus, like the calories that you do eat from the carbs and the fats can be stored as body fat. So it's not just like, eating a surplus, but just eat a ton of protein and you won't gain body fat. But if you were, I believe the study was something like it was just protein. They were in a surplus of calories, but they still didn't, put on body fat, which is...
Sounds miserable.
Yeah, well, yeah. But, I mean, crazy enough, like, I've played around with this. Like, I've really upped my protein intake to levels where I haven't done in years. And it's actually, I'm able to drop body fat easier with a super, super high amount of protein. Now, of course, I'm not saying everybody to do that. It may be suboptimal for some people, but for me, it works.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Where is your percentage of calories at for your protein?
Oh, let me think here. I'm probably like close to 50.
Really?
Yeah, I'm between like 40 to 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say I've seen 40. I think 40 is not uncommon, but 50 is rare.
Yeah.
So, although, it's interesting. Every now and then we run this isn't common that we run, like rapid fat loss programs. Most everything we do is geared towards a longer term sort of setup, but there's something to be said for those as well. It can motivate you and get you kickstarted. And so we've run some 6-week challenges, as you know, and the meal plans on there, some of those run pretty close to 50%.
Yeah.
And obviously they're also in a calorie deficit.
Yep.
So it's just, interesting.
Yeah.
I tell you, that sucker works if you do it.
Oh,
that
yeah.
program freaking works.
So, and that's just a great example for like any of you listening. Like, if you want to change your diet up, maybe not even try dropping your calories right out of the gate. Just manipulate them a little more. Just up your protein and drop your carbs and or fats. To kind of replace those calories, and you may see a difference.
Mm-hmm. So I hear 3 principles overarching. We say, all right, protein, higher protein content is most likely going to be better for you in the long run and in the short term. 2 is just being aware of the calorie intake and finding that place where you can maintain a healthy body fat percentage. And then 3 is making sure that the foods that you are eating provide a wide variety of vitamins, minerals, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So those are 3 principles that we would consider, making things more healthy. But then there are things that we didn't bring up that I feel like other people might. And again, we haven't really pre-spoken about this topic before this, so we may get into territory where we don't feel comfortable like talking about it. I, in some ways haven't done research deep dove in things, but you're talking about food dyes. We're talking about artificial sweeteners. I think a lot of people would say those are very unhealthy for you, and I think that's a controversial statement.
I do too.
And so
my question is why?
Yeah.
Why? Why is it deemed unhealthy? Why is it taboo or stigma? Like an artificial sweetener. What has been proven to show that they are bad? Now I know I believe there are animal studies on these, but you have to dive deep into these studies. You can't just watch, CNN or Fox News when they say it's unhealthy because they tested it on, lab rats and it came back cancerous. Well, the amounts, what you need to realize is the amounts that they're pumping these animals and test subjects, so to speak, full of are amounts that we would never, ever even consider putting in our bodies. So all the other studies of, just using these items in, how would you say this? Using it sparingly, I guess. Moderation, that's the word I was looking for. You should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you have anything else there. I get frustrated there because people really poo-poo on, if they see me with like a Coke Zero or something.
Well, yeah, my thought with this, and I watched a very renowned basically nutrition coach, but also, he's a scientist. Like, he will clinically work with this stuff and do his own sort of experiments and studies. He got up on stage and talked about like the 10 myths of nutrition. And one of them popped up, and it was artificial sweeteners. And as he did that, then he picked up like a 2-liter of like diet. I think it was what the heck was it? It doesn't matter, but it was a soda. I just can't remember. Was it Dr. Pepper? I think.
Yeah.
And so he just started drinking it, like the entire thing. He drank like half of it while he was talking through it. And like, so his point was, there is no conclusive data up to this point that he has found, or in any, amongst all the different studies that show that, it is going to be harmful for you in the long run. And not only that, but imagine if there was no artificial sweeteners. Everything, like, imagine how great of an invention that has been for people, because otherwise they'd be drinking hundreds and hundreds of calories. It has been the biggest saver or preventer of diabetes, probably ever. And so that is a scenario where you'd say like, hey, like an artificial sweetener might be more healthy than the high test stuff. Because why? Because it moves you away from being in a calorie surplus that would allow you to maintain that healthy body fat percentage. And that doesn't mean that you can't drink it. But certainly you just have to be aware of what's your entire day look like. And if you want something, if you want the high test Coke or the high test Dr. Pepper, whatever it is, that you work your entire day to allow that. On
the other end of that, though, like, you can get into a spot where it could be unhealthy, right? Like, you could be like, oh, well, this doesn't have any calories, so I could just drink the hell out of this stuff and drink a 12-pack a day. Well, okay, probably not the best idea, right? Like, because there are a lot of, artificial things in these products, which in excess probably aren't the greatest.
We don't know the effects.
Right.
you know.
But, let's say you start drinking so much because, there's no calories and it's, you just see it as basically water. Well, it's taking away from your water intake and things like that. So it could be unhealthy in that aspect if it's taking away from something else, healthy that you should be consuming. So it's, again, it's a spectrum, right? Like I have probably a can of Coke Zero or something like every other day or so on average, right? Like, is that better than the alternative of me drinking a 240 calorie can of Coke or 160, whatever it is? I think it's between 160 and 240. That's a lot. It's like 60 grams of sugar.
To drink it, it's just going to make you hungrier. It's going to make you feel like crap.
Yeah.
It certainly is. And so if we went back to the example I used with our cooking classes, right? Somebody might walk in, a real health nut, a real health connoisseur, might walk in there and say, well, wow, that lasagna, even though you tweaked out a few things and you lowered the calories and you upped the protein, that's still not healthy. And I'd say, well, look, it's healthier than the alternative, and it's finding things that work for you. It's finding, how can I find foods that I enjoy, and how can I make it work for what I'm looking to do? And if you can fit that into your day or make it easier to fit into your day, so you can maintain that healthy body fat percentage so that you are getting those higher levels of protein, which I would say at minimum, and again, this is for healthy people, not a medical advice, any of that. You probably want at least 30% a day in protein minimum.
I'd say if you want to go minimum for the average, maybe like 20 25.
Yeah, 25. I guess yeah. Well, yeah. I'm thinking like,
because let's be honest.
Minimum is lower, but like I feel like optimal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. The average American is probably getting 10.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now with that, let's touch the other end of this with, it's not just calories. The calories of something isn't the only thing that makes something healthy. So, eating lasagna or having some cake. Oh no, cake could be healthy too. How could things like that be healthy?
Well, I can give you an example. If you're just looking purely at nutrition, that's one thing. But I think also your mental health is important. Oh, did I pick up what you put down?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, restricting yourself from things you want all the time, discipline, there's something to be said for that. Right, Dusty? Something to be said. Dusty is a man of discipline, and thank God I can steal that from him. I totally leech off his discipline. But allowing yourself to just have things that you want every now and then and not giving a whatever.
You can swear. It's okay.
Oh. Well, now if I swear, I'm going to sound like a total... Here we go. We got to put in a... But anyways, yeah, so it's good that you give yourself those breaks and you won't hate yourself for it. And hating yourself is not good. So yeah, that's my 2 cents there.
I think we do enough there. I think as people, we definitely shit on ourselves a lot. But there's also another good point to bring up here with that is, so this is an example I use a lot. I've used with clients. Let's say, you've got a little brother, a little sister, your daughter, whatever. It's their birthday, right? And, you got them a cake, having a birthday party, right? And they just want you to enjoy a piece of cake with them, right? And you're like, no, that's not healthy for me. Like, I can't have that. No, you choose not to have that. But sometimes it might be healthier, air quotes, to eat the damn cake with your daughter, with your niece, whatever it is, because it's bringing you together, right? It's a celebration. So think of it as you're not just eating the food for the, for the nutrient value or lack thereof that you're going to get from it, but the experience and the celebration of the people that surround you. Now, I'm not telling you to eat, 4 fucking pieces of cake at your daughter's birthday, or 16 desserts on Thanksgiving, but when you're around family or friends and something like that comes up, like that's the time. That's the time when you want to enjoy stuff like that because it is good for you. It's good for your mental health. It's just good to bring people together. Maybe do less of the pints of Ben and Jerry's by yourself in your underwear at night and save these sweet treats for, the birthday parties, the holidays, things like that. So I think that's where, those quote unquote unhealthy, sweets and desserts can actually be healthy.
And yourself too. I mean, everybody's different, but you need to look at yourself. And, sometimes when you do say no right now, that doesn't mean you're saying no later. It may mean you say yes way more later.
There's no maybe about it.
Yeah, it's like, you say no to vanilla ice cream when you're with all your friends and you go to Dairy Queen. Like you could get a small vanilla ice cream, whatever. That is, which by the way, a small is not small. It's a great size. I know because I had them for 30 days straight, and it was freaking awesome. But yeah, if you don't have it, then you're gonna it's gonna suck because you're gonna be watching your friends eat it, and then you're gonna get something else later.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is okay to say no to that too. Like, don't feel like you need to be pressured into eating at every family function or holiday or whatever. Like, if you have goals, great, but don't be afraid to enjoy that piece of cake or pie or a little bit of ice cream. You don't have to go frickin' nuts on it. Like, there is balance. And I think I think there's balance with healthy. Like, it's a spectrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I cannot hit that home hard enough. Like, it's not, everything can have some value. Other than, I think I would argue trans fat probably has zero benefits, at least nutrient-wise.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I mean, I don't understand it completely, but I don't think it. I've heard it's not very great.
Yeah, no, that's a bad one.
So let me ask you this, Dusty. I'm going to do a speed round with you. Here we go.
Oh boy.
So, all right. So I want you to imagine, if you're listening or if you're watching, a spectrum right here. I'm holding my hands up, right? And on my right hand, this is the spectrum of healthiest foods based off the criteria that we have. So, this would mean lots of micronutrients, maybe higher protein, and then acceptable calorie counts for the volume and the amount it fills you up. Okay, so that's the healthiest. And on the least healthy is the opposite of that. It's probably high calorie to low micronutrient ratio. Doesn't fill you up very much. Doesn't have a lot of protein in it either.
Processed.
Yeah. Is that fair? Would you say that's pretty fair for each end of the spectrum?
Yeah. Are we going to play a game? This sounds fun.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
And so this is what you're going to say. You're going to say healthy. You're going to say...
No, I'm not.
Kind of.
I'm going to say...
Come on.
No, I'm going to say more healthy or more optimal.
All right. So you're going to say healthier or less healthy. Okay. Healthier or less healthy. Fair? All right. Cool.
Now, this is just to distinguish what side it goes on. This is not my...
Yeah, I mean, it's probably on one half or the other.
Yeah,
right?
This isn't my numeric value of these foods.
Yeah. Dusty will make a spreadsheet for that later.
Probably.
All right. Ruffles.
Like the chips?
Yeah.
Less.
Steak.
High.
All right. Baked haddock.
Baked haddock? Oh yeah, that's healthier.
All right. Fried clams.
Fried clams. Ooh, depends on what it's cooked in. Yeah, what kind of oil?
Oil. What is it typically cooked in?
It depends. You could have peanut oil. You could have
let's just say
vegetable oil. Peanut oil
or vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil less.
Less. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. French fries.
French fries. Damn. Again with the oil. I let's go mid there.
Mid. Okay.
Yeah.
Airheads.
Airheads less.
70% cacao chocolate.
Healthier.
We've got.
And I think it's cacao.
Cacao.
Yeah. Not to correct you, but.
I mean, I'm not an English major, that's for sure.
No.
All right.
Sorry, dude.
Ramen noodles, top raw, like out of the bag.
Oh, so the real good processed stuff.
The one I have a shirt for.
Are you actually wearing the shirt right now?
I'm wearing the shirt.
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Less healthy.
All right. How about a apple with like the caramel on it from the fairs?
Well, it depends. I mean, their context matters, but I put that about mid.
All right. How about like a street corn, like the one we get from Taboo?
Oh, dude, don't even. Well, I mean, if we're talking the one specifically from Taboo, I would put it on less healthy only because of what it does after you eat it. But as a whole, yeah, I'd toss that sucker right up there with the healthiest of things.
Okay. Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, dude, that's way down there.
Yeah. How about like just a nice ham and cheese sandwich on that white bread?
White bread.
You got a little bit of
white bread.
The white bread.
The white bread.
A little bit of mayo.
Oh no.
A little bit of ham and like some cheese.
Oh man. Actually, if it's in a well balanced meal, that would be, probably a healthier option than most.
How about a peanut butter and fluffer?
Ooh, see now we're sliding down. we're sliding downward a little. Yeah.
Okay.
Not much benefits to peanut butter. I know this is gonna piss people off, but
what about like a protein bar from the I know there's a lot of ones, but just think of a standard one. A protein bar from the grocery store or convenience store.
See, I would put it mid because you are getting a high protein, but there's a lot of additives and bullshit in there, and they can be higher calorie.
Okay, gotcha. What about pancakes?
Pancakes?
But with the syrup on it.
I mean, it's
the butter.
It's really not that bad. I mean, people demonize pancakes, but if you make them right, they can be pretty healthy.
Bacon.
Higher than not.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, now we're gonna change up the game a little bit. So now we're gonna do food versus food.
Food. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is like a nutritional death match.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Who will win? You decide. Okay. So let's do the peanut butter sandwich versus the street corn we talked about.
Peanut butter fluff?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, peanut butter fluff.
Peanut butter fluff versus the street corn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go street corn.
All right. We've got the steak versus the baked haddock.
Steak all day. I cannot stress it enough. It's nature's fucking multivitamin. Eat red meat unless you have an underlying condition.
Like that stupid thing you get from a tick where you can't eat red meat anymore.
Dude, I wouldn't be able to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have that disease, we will well, actually, I don't know if we could coach you because that'd be medical and we're nutrition. Well, we can coach you. We'll give you a free month of coaching if you have that limited to 3 people.
Now, I do want to just a side note here with red meat, lean options. Don't eat fucking prime rib every time you eat red meat. Like, make sure it's a leaner option, and it's going to be damn good for you. Sorry, I'm very passionate about that.
Yes, he is. Okay. We've got lobster dipped in butter.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got a cheeseburger.
This one's tough. It's only tough because I don't know like the specifics. So I would probably go for the lobster with butter, only because it's going to be the protein percentage will be higher with it. But with the cheeseburger, dependent on what's on it and what the meat consists of, it's more balanced.
Yeah, like I think a cheeseburger, it's normally probably like that 75 to 80% hamburg, and you got like a nice piece or two of cheese.
Yeah,
let's just say one slice of cheese. Then you have the bun.
Yeah,
it's going to be high fat and high carb.
Yeah, I'm going lobster all day if you're talking like 80% beef.
Yeah.
If you were talking like 90 or up,
yeah,
I'd probably pick the cheeseburger.
Yeah. All right. My brain is fried. Do you want to give me a few?
Little this or that. A little this or that.
This or that.
All right.
And
let's see here. Let's go with my Coke Zero versus your Jolly Rancher.
Oh, I would go Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Man, this is tougher.
It's harder than you think when
Yeah.
you're thinking of them on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caesar salad or let's see, a haddock burger, a baked haddock burger.
Caesar salad, does it have any meat in it, or is it just a plain?
Just a plain old Caesar salad. No added protein.
Is it fried haddock or?
It is baked.
Oh, it's baked. Oh, yeah, a baked one all day.
Baked haddock sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be more satisfying, more protein.
Yep.
Probably not too much difference in calories because we all know, like, unless you have a great dressing, like a low-cal dressing, like dressing.
But if let's talk, if we're talking that,
Yeah.
We're talking like going out to eat.
Oh yeah.
Salads, guys, seriously, it's very deceiving. I know you think you're being the healthiest version of yourself when you order a salad out to eat, but you need to be very careful.
Yeah.
Sometimes those are the highest calorie items on the menu.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Ramen or chips and salsa? Two of your favorite foods.
Oh, man. I need to talk this one out loud because this is a dilemma. These are two of my favorite foods all time. Now here's the thing. Like, I can get by with one brick of ramen and like I'm good.
Really?
Salsa and chips, I can eat forever for the most part. I normally go until I don't have any more salsa or I don't have any more chips. There's always an unequal ratio of chips to salsa, and it drives me nuts. Man, honestly, they're probably. Man, I mean, I probably gotta go with chips and salsa.
Yeah.
But where chips and salsa can get you is you can eat them for freaking ever.
Yep.
That's where it can turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's controlled.
If
you're in a controlled environment.
Yeah, but if I do the whole bag,
yeah,
family size.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen
probably
it happen,
ramen.
folks.
Yeah.
It's not pretty.
Oh, it is.
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What can we do here? How about I'm trying to think of something different here. What if we did, a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Mm-hmm.
Or, let's see. A bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I feel like this would be a great time to, like, do a mom joke, like, or your mom.
No, dude.
No.
I'm not not that type.
I know. You can't say that to me.
No,
Yeah.
no, I can't. A bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or a peanut butter rice cake, like rice cake with peanut butter on it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, probably the peanut butter rice cake.
Really?
It could be close. Like, calories might be a little bit more on the peanut butter rice cake. You get a little bit of protein, but I think that peanut butter rice cake's going to be way more filling.
Yeah.
And satisfying. But they're pretty
darn close.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
All right. How about coconut milk versus dairy milk. Let's say whole milk. Oh. No. Yeah, whole milk versus coconut milk.
Whole milk versus coconut milk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's such a toss up. I mean, I'm gonna say coconut milk, and here's why. Most people have some sort of intolerance to dairy. Drinking your calories isn't always as filling as you'd like it to be, which would cause you to overeat for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And even though whole milk does have a lot of great, nutrition in it, so does coconut milk. And so I think, they're close to equal there. So that's why I go with coconut milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mainly because it's the drinking of the calories, and it is going to be, I believe, less calorie. Am I wrong there?
It's pretty high.
Is it pretty high?
Yeah, same with like oat milk and things like that.
Yeah.
Like calorie to calorie, you're basically getting the same stuff.
Is it so whole milk compared
to
okay.
Yeah, so especially if you don't get if you can get like unsweetened versions. So like when I get almond milk, I get unsweetened. It's very, very low calorie. But if you're getting as you put it earlier, the high test stuff, I mean you go calorie to calorie, it's pretty similar. So
Maybe that's why I was thinking that too, because when I get like my nut milk, it's the low cal. It's not much.
Yeah.
But do they make low cal coconut milk?
I think they make a lower calorie version.
Yeah.
I think so. All right, let's go one more.
Okay.
Let's go let's do a free range deep fried chicken sandwich on a gluten-free bun with vegan mayonnaise versus
what's the point?
versus a turkey sandwich, and this is just your average deli turkey with regular mayonnaise on Wonder Bread. Deep fried chicken sandwich. But it's free range.
Yeah. I mean, it's the turkey sandwich. You're probably gonna have some extra calories there. Gluten free. Guess what? It's probably not gonna be less calories. Vegan tartar sauce. I mean, I honestly don't know, but it's probably not gonna be like low cal.
No.
So you're probably not seeing a huge difference there. So what it comes down to is the friedness. You're gonna have extra fats and calories there, but I feel like that vegan one would be a better sandwich. I feel like that would taste better.
Maybe.
So I'm gonna flip the script here. I'm gonna say, because healthy is not just about the food; it's about the mental health, and sometimes you just need some damn fried chicken.
Yeah.
And so I'm going with that one.
Okay. You're going to go with that one? All
right. That's what I want right now, and I'm going to beat myself up about it.
All right. Well, that's good. I was just I was hoping you go the other way just so we could make a point that all these quote unquote healthy buzz terms, those are bullshit too. So be careful.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a fun game.
We're
running. Dang. We're 40 minutes plus right now.
We are. Well, all right. Do you want to close us out, Dusty? I think that's it.
Yeah,
maybe do a summary and then.
Yeah. So healthy as we know it probably isn't exactly what what we've been told. What the mainstream medium tells us. Mainstream media. Let me try that again. Tells us what our parents tell us. It's more of a spectrum, right? Like you can have some of those. Bad foods like the sodas, the diet sodas, the candies, the cakes, all that stuff. But just remember, everything in moderation. Try and keep your foods again whole foods, things that walk, swim, fly, or are grown here. Keep that to about 80% of your diet. And try and eat a higher protein diet, and you're gonna be doing good. You don't really necessarily have to worry about what's healthy and what's not healthy. Educate yourself. That's the best thing you can do. Don't listen to a couple assholes like us. Educate yourself, and figure out what's best for you and your body. With that said, thanks for listening. If you guys have not yet, please subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, whatever it is. If you'd like to reach out, feel free to do so. We would love to hear from you. If you want to tell us we suck, that's cool too. Let's see, what else? If you're looking for nutrition guidance, we do have a nutrition challenge and support group that we're running. It's pretty sweet. So if you want more information on that, reach out to us and we will get that to you. Other than that, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.